Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Punjab State Open University. As all of you know that we are now doing this video lecture series about the semester 2 of Sociology module of BA Liberal Arts program. And in the previous video lectures, we have already discussed Unit 1 and 2. That was about the unity and diversity in Indian society. Whereby we have discussed the linguistic diversity and regional diversity. Similarly, we were also talking about the demographic profile of Indian society. And as I've already discussed in the previous videos, we know that how these demographic, as a sociologist, as somebody who is a student of sociology of Indian society, we need to know that what are the various parameters or the profile of Indian society. So in this, the major parameters that were discussed were the urban, rural, gender, sex ratio and literacy rate. These parameters are very important in order to understand the diversity, and also if we do not have this particular kind of understanding, we will not be able to make right policy decisions. So to know about the demographic profile, to know about the unity and diversity is one of the important component of understanding Indian society. So before you get into understanding that how Indian society is organized, what are the various issues and problems, we need to know that how diversified it is and what constitutes the Indian society. So in the same sequence, we are moving ahead with our unit 3, which we are going to talk about scheduled caste, OBC and scheduled tribes of India. As all of you know that in Indian society, we have people who are classified on various bases. Earlier we were doing the chapter of social stratification, where we say that stratification is a process whereby we organize people based on different criterias into different groups. And one of the important criteria in Indian society is to organize people into various caste groups. And before that, the caste, we have told that caste is a group of people who share their origin from a common ancestor. And in Indian society, we know that there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of castes. And these caste groups are further divided into 4 major varnas, that is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And out of these 4 varnas, within every varna, there are multiple castes, like Brahmins, there are Kashyaps, there are Suryavanshis, there are Chandravanshis. Similarly, we have Kshatriyas, we have Rajputs, and then we have Vaishyas, the business class, and then we have scheduled castes who do manual labor. And these are number of Shudras group throughout the expanse of Indian subcontinent. But then there is a group of people who does not come under this fourfold one ashram dharam, and these people who are avarna, who come outside this varan vyavastha, they were termed as scheduled castes. And this word scheduled caste, it basically came to the Indian terminology while during the British times, when British colonial authorities, they came to India. They were the first one to conduct a census. They were the first one to understand what is the expanse, what is the population, how diversified it is. They used to conduct these censuses. Census means Janaganana, so to count each and every individual. So they used to then classify people into various groups. So already Indian society was divided into caste lines, but then they put all these caste groups who were not the part of the Varna Vyavastha into a schedule, into a particular schedule that was, and these caste groups were listed into that schedule, and then because of that particular thing, they were termed as scheduled caste. Now let us get into this whole idea of how much population in Indian society is scheduled caste, how much is OBC, other backward classes, and then scheduled tribes of India. So these are apart from the general, let's say now that we divide it for legal purposes, for reservation purposes, we say that this is the general category. So general category is normally the people who come under the category of Varan Vyavastha, like it'll be most of them, it'll be the Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. Then we have OBCs, other backward classes. This was a classification that came later on, after Indian independence, and further when they found that there are certain caste groups which are socially and economically backward. So those were normally put under the category of OBC. In 1991, when Mandal Commission came and they wanted to give reservation based on this particular identity. So at that time, a list of other backward classes they were prepared, and then of course there were scheduled castes, then the other backward classes. Here the word is class, not caste. And then, of course, the Adivasi, the Kabile that we call, these are called the scheduled tribes of India. So now we are going to get into the understanding of what is their amount, or how much Indian population comes under this particular category. So scheduled castes in India are groups of historically marginalized communities that have been, as I told you, that Indian society was divided hierarchically into different caste groups, and those group of castes who were historically marginalized, who were, in some other terminology we say that they were into low paying occupation, or normally they were doing the occupations which were considered to be polluted, which were not polluted in the sense they were either manual scavengers, or they were dealing with the hides of the dead animals. And all these groups of people, they were termed as scheduled castes. They have been subjected to social, economic and political discrimination for centuries. The term scheduled caste refers to those castes or communities that has been listed in the scheduled caste categories by Indian government. Also, I told you, because these are the group of castes who were listed under a particular schedule and under a particular category, which is or they're categorized into a certain group by Indian government under the provisions of the Constitution of India. Historically, now at present, there is another term that is very popularly used for such group of people, that is the Dalits. And we know that when Mahatma Gandhi, he was dealing with this untouchability, he gave them a different name, that was Harijans. The Constitution of India, and because they were economically, politically, socially, they were marginalized, so there was always an understanding that these group of people needs to be protected, they needs to be given special provisions so as to make sure that they come out of their marginalized positions. So there were special provisions which were given to them. So the Constitution of India under the Article 341 empowers the President of India to specify caste, race or tribe which are deemed to be scheduled caste. And these communities are provided certain affirmative action. Affirmative actions means we are providing them certain benefits so as to make sure that they come out of their marginalized position. They were also, since after the inception of the Indian Constitution, it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that it provides equal opportunities to all set of people. But since these group of people, they were historically denied the equal access to many provisions. They were not allowed to get themselves educated. They were not allowed to take up any occupation of their choice, and right to education was denied. In the villages, they were not allowed to make use of the public services, like they were not allowed to take water from the wells. Their houses were just located on the outskirts of the village. They could not make their houses within the village premises, and beyond that, these groups of people, they were not allowed inside the villages. Just to forget, they cannot enter the sanctum sanctorium, they cannot worship. So all these benefits, they were denied to them. But then, of course, we know that there had been a long struggle, long history of struggle of these marginalized groups against the atrocities, against the marginalization that was afflicted to them probably by the upper caste people. So there have been a lot of historically movements across all states of India. So similarly, giving them proper rights and proper benefits, we require that states should take certain extra steps, certain affirmative actions. And in this light, the Constitution of India provides them with benefits such as reservation in education institutions, government jobs, and political representation to uplift their socio-economic status and ensure their participation in the nation building process. They should be treated as equal citizens like any other citizen of India. And if we come to how much proportion, what percentage of Indian population constitutes the scheduled caste. So, there's a significant portion of India's population. As of 2011 census, there are 16.6% of country's population is scheduled caste. So that's like a good percentage. However, this percentage varies from one state to the another. So, as we are like in as you are all living in the state of Punjab, or normally you are from the state of Punjab, you will be very surprised to know that the Punjab has the highest percentage of SC population among all the states of India. So 30% of Punjab's population is scheduled caste. So that is the highest percentage for any other state. Because if the national average is 16.6%, although the amount of reservation that they are given is 12%, they constitute 16.6%. And in case like of Punjab, their percentage is 30%. So we know that despite various affirmative actions taken by government, scheduled castes, they still face significant challenges like poverty, social exclusion, discrimination, limited access to resources and opportunities. They are discriminated, they are not provided equal benefits, and then they are looked down upon. They are not they're not enjoying the kind of social prestige, or let's say social respect and dignity that is given to other group of people. Efforts are ongoing to address these issues, and because Indian Constitution that stands for social equity, it stands for justice, equality. So definitely these affirmative actions are still going on, and we have already seen their results that over a period of time, especially after India's independence, their socio-economic status or their position has improved, and this is probably because of all these kinds of benefits that are given to them. And of course, education, urbanization, industrialization, so many other factors have also ameliorated their condition. Similarly, let's say if you look at the 2011 census, we can find different percentages for different states. Like in Uttar Pradesh, it is 20.5%, West Bengal 23.5%. I told you in Punjab it is 30%, Bihar 15.7%, Andhra 16.2%, Maharashtra 11.8%. In Punjab, like the rest of India, scheduled castes are communities that have historically faced social, economic and political marginalization due to caste system. Punjab has a significant population of scheduled castes comprising various communities that had been historically disadvantaged and subjected to discrimination. Some of the prominent scheduled caste communities in Punjab are Adharmis. They are also known as Ravidasis, and they are followers of the teachings of Guru Ravidas, a revered saint and social reformer. They have faced social discrimination, have been traditionally engaged in occupations such as sanitation work, and similarly Balmikis, they are known as Valmikis, in another community that has traditionally been engaged in sanitation work. They face social stigma and discrimination due to nature of the traditional occupation. Majbi Sikhs are Sikhs from scheduled caste backgrounds. Many of them were formerly part of the untouchable caste and faced social discrimination. Over time, they converted to Sikhism and have made significant contribution to Sikh history and culture. Then Ramdasiyas, they're followers of Guru Ravidas and are recognized as scheduled caste. They have also faced historically social and economic marginalization. There are just few examples. Like if you go to the Fazilka belt, and there are the Rice, that is also a scheduled caste in Punjab. These are few examples of scheduled caste communities in Punjab. The state government, along with the central government, has implemented various welfare and affirmative action programs to address the socio-economic needs of scheduled caste in Punjab and to ensure their inclusion and empowerment in society. Despite this effort, challenges such as poverty, discrimination, and limited access to resources persist for many scheduled caste communities in Punjab. So, this is how we can always say that the scheduled caste population, which constitutes 16.6% of the India's population, is a significant number, and they have been facing historical marginalization. They are socially excluded, but now the government is providing them with various welfare and affirmative measures. So with this, we have come to an end to this video, where we have just talked about one group of people, that is scheduled caste. In the next video, we will talk about the OBCs, and further we will be talking about scheduled tribes of India. Thank you for watching this video lecture, and I hope to see you in the next video lecture, and we hope that you are having a very happy learning experience with us at Jagat Guru Nanak Dev Punjab State Open University, Patiala. Thanks for watching this video.
Thank you so much.